Now, rugs are quite an important aspect when it comes to furnishing our interiors. Now, there are 5 things that you need to consider when picking up a rug for any space in your home. These tips will allow you to pick something that will be super suitable and that will make your home look absolutely appealing and aesthetic. So without further ado guys, Faazati Ali here, interior designer. Why don't we jump right into the video? Now, something very important you definitely want to think about when you're selecting a rug for your home is the size and shape. Now, you don't want to pick a rug that is way too small or way too big for a space. Now, in the living room area, a rug that is way too small is the one that sits in the middle of the room and sort of just floats on its own like an island with just the coffee table on it. Now, this does not look good and it means the rug is way too small for this particular space. Doesn't look good, guys. You want to totally avoid this. You also want to avoid going for a rug that goes wall to wall. It's almost like your floor is just carpeted all through. This also is not exactly the look we're looking for. So what you want to go for is a rug that actually allows you to at least have most of your furniture pieces slightly sitting on it. Your sofa and accent chairs should at least have their front legs sitting on this particular rug, but the back legs do not exactly have to be on the rug. Now, this works really well in our interior spaces and looks absolutely amazing. So this is something you want to think about. So ensure that you're taking measurements for the size of your space before going out there and selecting a rug. You might think it's something that will just come to you, or you look at a rug and you'll immediately know it's going to fit into your space. It doesn't work like that. Ensure that you're actually taking measurements. This will really guide you once you go out there and find a rug for your space. So other than that, you also want to think about the shape. Sometimes in a space that is maybe you have a curved sofa, or it's more going of a radial balance type of design, or it's a dining room area, you can easily go for a round rug if you have a round dining table and so on. This also looks really great. So most times we do go for square or rectangular rugs depending on the way you have laid out your furniture pieces. So think about your layout. This will also allow you to decide which shape of a rug will actually be most suitable for the space. In your measurements, you already know what size you're going to be looking for when you go out there to look for rugs. The second thing you want to think about is your design style. Now, different design styles, just as we know, always affect the characteristics of the items you're going to be bringing into a room. Same goes for rugs. You definitely want to keep in mind that different design styles or your design style will affect the type of rug you go for. If you probably have a bohemian space, you probably want to go for, maybe those Moroccan rugs, something a bit patterned, something colorful. You can layer it up, you can have a jute, you can have the woolen rug on top of it. This looks really great. If you have a Scandinavian space or a Scandi style going on in your home, then you can have maybe a rug that is jute. This style definitely incorporates natural materials, or you can go for something white with hints of black. This works really well. If you're going for more of a minimalistic look, go for something with plain colors, maybe just a bit of texture hints here and there. This will look really great for the space. So different styles will definitely affect how you go about selecting your rugs. You don't just want to go out there and pick whatever rug that you feel looks great, because you will see a lot of great looking rugs. But if you pick something that doesn't work with your style, then it's going to be a complete clash from the rest of the items in the space, and this won't look great. So ensure that your style and the rest of the items in the space, such as your furnishings, your sofas and all, will tie together with the rug that you bring into the space really well to create one beautiful composition. So this is very important. If you have an eclectic space, you'll go for something really colorful. It will work really well in the space. But imagine if you have a minimalistic space or a contemporary space, and then you just bring a bold pattern, sort of colorful rug just out of nowhere. It will not work. This is something that will probably work more for a traditional space. So keep all this in mind and you'll be on your way to selecting the right rug for your space. Now, something else you want to think about when selecting a rug is the material to go for. Now you want to think about where you're placing the rug in your home, if it's the entryway or if it's maybe a kids play area, such that it's a high traffic area, people really move around on it. You want to go for something that has, of course, quite a durable material. This could be polyester. You can go for materials like jute. This will work really well in these spaces. And for areas like the living area, wool rugs work really well in these spaces. They are beautiful, they are a little bit more delicate, and they look amazing for the space. If you want a more luxurious look, maybe you really want to go all out with your budget for rugs, you can go for something more of a silk or viscose material. This also works really well for spaces. They look amazing. They have more of a delicate feel. That's why we are avoiding them in high traffic areas, but they're also quite durable and so on. So depending on the area you're going to put the rug, your choice of material will definitely affect your choice and will allow you to pick something that will be suitable for a particular space. With any piece that we are buying and sort of purchasing, you also have to think about budget. Now, for most carpets can actually be quite expensive, but of course there are those ones that are quite affordable as well. So your budget will also determine the type of carpet you go for. If you're looking for something that will easily, fit different budgets, then you're going for something like wool. A wool rug is also quite affordable. Now, if you want something a bit budget friendly, you can go for materials that are not too expensive. Wool would be great of a choice. It looks amazing and it's also not too expensive. I mean, the more expensive carpets, honestly, are those ones that are hand woven or hand knotted, because they're not made with machines. So those ones are quite expensive. They're quite long lasting as well. So if you're thinking about maybe quality or how long will a carpet last, the more expensive ones most times are the ones that will last longer. So it's something that you can choose to invest in, or you can also just go for something that will fit within your budget and so on. It's definitely something you want to consider. Of course, even when it comes to the more budget friendly ones, we have so many variety. We have beautiful rugs out there. We have so many that will fit into different spaces, beautiful styles, and of course they're also going to last quite a while. Your budget will definitely determine which one you go for. So now you're at the store, you're trying to select a rug for yourself, and you are completely confused because there is such a wide variety of styles that you feel can work with your space. What you want to think about is, are you going for a solid color? Are you going for patterns? This is quite important. Solid colors would be great in a room that already has a lot of patterns going on, because maybe you have a wallpaper that already has patterns going on. You have, furniture pieces with patterns. Just items that are bringing in all of these patterns and textures. So you might want to go for something plain so that it can bring in that grounded feel that will work with the rest of the items in the space. You do not want to have too many items going on in any space. This definitely does not work. So this is something you definitely want to think about. On top of that, if you have a space that is maybe very, toned down, maybe you are more of a minimalistic person, it can either be a bold pattern or maybe just a muted down, toned down sort of pattern, but bringing in a bit of that contrast in the space to your, more plain finishes in the space will actually look really great. So allow your space to help you determine if you're going for a solid color or a pattern. Just like I've said, those items should be able to tie together with the carpet. Do not have too many patterns plus a pattern carpet, and do not have bland colors plus a bland carpet. Bring in something with the carpet if the room is way too muted down. You can also bring in a bit of color sometimes. If you have maybe a room that just has neutrals going on, you can feel free to bring in a bit of color in the carpet. This is a nice way to play around with the addition of color in a space. So it's not just pillows, it's not just throws. Sometimes everything can be toned down and then the carpet brings in color. It's a unique way to also bring in a bit of a splash in the space, but it looks really great. So think about all this and you'll be set to go when you're picking a rug. So these are the top tips to consider when you're selecting a rug for different areas of your home. This should definitely guide you in selecting the right rug for the different rooms in your home. I hope this will help you. I hope you'll incorporate these tips when you are out there buying a rug, and I assure you, you'll be selecting the right one. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got to learn something and will be on your way to selecting the right rug for your space. Anyway guys, thank you so much. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe and share. I'll be truly grateful. See you next week inshallah with another video. I love you guys so much. Bye bye.